Yeah.
All right, everyone, thanks for hopping on. If you're new here tonight, we're going to go through a quick little presentation to show you about this amazing little piece of technology right here called X39. It's about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bit larger. You stick it anywhere on your body and amazing things begin to happen. So we'll go ahead and share our slide presentation here. And the question of the day is, have you been patched yet? And if you haven't, then after this Zoom is over, we're here just to give you enough information to be able to make a decision to put this thing on your body. And maybe you even get excited about sharing it with your friends, family, loved ones, coworkers. But once you put this patch on, all of a sudden, your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul begin to rejuvenate, regenerate, reactivate. It's amazing. So David Schmidt is the mad scientist, the CEO, the inventor of this amazing piece of technology. He now has close to 180 patents. Does anybody know anybody with like 1 or 2 patents? I don't. But so to meet a man that's got close to 180 patents, pretty crazy. And so he specializes in age reversing, and that is completely different than anti-aging. We always hear about anti-aging and how it slows the aging process down. However, you're still aging. Age reversing kind of speaks for itself. You're reversing in age. And so in 2008, that's when David decided to focus all of his attention on stem cell research because he knew that it was the future of medicine. And it literally took him about 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this bad boy to market. So anyway, that's what does that mean? Is that saying that it's paused? This should...
Everybody can still see our screen.
Can you guys see our screen?
Yeah, your slides are not advancing.
Oh, okay.
The slide that's up, it's have you been patched yet?
Okay. So we need to, because it said it was paused. There we go.
It says we're screen sharing, but
No.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's saying paused.
Huh, it's weird. Once we start it, it pauses. I wonder if it has something to do with our internet. We have had internet issues all day today. We did our UK Zoom, and literally our internet goes out like 10 minutes before the Zoom starts for the UK. And we were scrambling, trying to get all of our phones to do hotspots. And luckily I unplugged the modem and got it all turned back on. And it literally kicked on like 2 minutes before the Zoom started. So we've had technical difficulties all day long. So let's see if we can hit play on that one and see.
Okay. 1 second here.
Hit play. See if that'll do it. Okay. Now do you guys see the patented page?
All right, cool.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Business.
Back to good.
Okay, so here is just one of the patents that David Schmidt has. It says, as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing.
Who doesn't want all that?
Right. I want it all. Sign me up. So I want to highlight the word copper peptide because that's what this patch does. It elevates a specific peptide, and peptides are kind of the buzzword in natural healing right now. And so it's like the on switch for GHKCU. And once you turn that on, all kinds of miraculous things can happen in the body.
Yeah. So why would you want to wear this activation patch, the Stem X39? Because basically what's happening, if you think about it, we're losing stem cell activity as we age. And so we tend to age faster and we tend to heal slower. And you can compare it to a kid that falls and cuts themselves or breaks a bone versus somebody that's 70 or 80 that falls and cuts themselves or breaks a bone. Who heals faster? The kid does, because the kid has way more stem cell activity. So hundreds of millions of people around the world are experiencing the aging process. But here's what's crazy is at age 30, you're already down to half of your stem cell activity. That's all that's left. But if you think about it, there are athletes basically in every sport that you can imagine that are dominating well into their late 30s. So you probably don't look or even necessarily feel like you're aging at 30, but that's really when the aging process begins. But man, when you hit 60, you feel it, you see it, you know it. Everything heads south. Your energy, your sleep, your cognitive function, skin heads south. You walk by the mirror and you're like, oh, man, who's that looking back at me? So that's why you would want to wear this patch, because once you put it on your body, all of a sudden it elevates that peptide and miraculous things begin to happen in the body.
Yeah. And, back to convention this weekend, there were people worldwide that came to hear David Schmidt speak in Dallas. And, I've learned over the years that we all have a lot more in common than we think we do. And you know what? One thing we have in common is stem cells. So everybody with a heartbeat needs this right here.
Yes.
So this is how it works. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. What is phototherapy? Well, that's also another buzzword right now. You'll see signs for blue light therapy, red light therapy. The problem with that is that you have to take your time, go to the medical spa, lay in a bed for however much time. And our screen is paused again. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't think your slides are advancing.
So strange. Kevin,
hit resume.
Hey, let me share. I've already got it pulled up, and then you just cue me and I'll cue you through the slides, okay?
Thank you. Well, maybe.
Oh, you got to give me a permission. Sorry.
Yeah. Hold on. We're trying to exit out here.
Sorry, guys. We've had nothing but internet issues all day long. Nothing's going to stop us from doing this presentation, though. That's how important this is.
Thank you.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. So back to phototherapy. Think of the oldest form of phototherapy is what? The sun. So you go out in the sun hits your skin. It's not putting vitamin D into your skin, but we know that the sun helps with vitamin D, right? So that's causing a chemical reaction within the body to elevate vitamin D. And that's what this patch does right here. It reflects light to activate that GHK-Cu copper peptide. And it's a nanocrystal technology. It's non-transdermal, so it's not putting stem cells into your body. It's causing your own God-given stem cells to wake up. There's no drugs or chemicals or stimulants.
No
and
needles.
It's non-invasive. Yep, no needles.
Yeah, that nanocrystal technology, all that's on there, because people always ask, are there stem cells on the patch? And it's like, no, the only thing that's on the patch is a lattice of plant-based salts, sugars, and amino acids. And it just reflects that infrared light that we all produce back in the body. If you think about police or the military looking through night vision goggles and see the person glowing in the woods, it's because we all emit light. Plants do it, animals do it, and we do it. And so all the patch is doing is acting as a mirror, because so many people go, how does that little thing do so much for the body? And it's not doing so much for the body. It's doing one specific thing, elevating that copper peptide, and your body takes over from there and turns on all kinds of miraculous things.
Okay, next slide, please.
All right. So here are some of the benefits that you can experience. And we know people that have had maybe one of these benefits, a few of these benefits, and even all of these benefits. And so I will start with this, though. The patch does not treat, cure, heal, mitigate any kind of medical condition or disease. It's simply doing one thing in your body. God made your bodies to heal. They want to heal themselves. And when you put this patch on, it elevates that copper peptide. The copper peptide reactivates dormant stem cells. Your stem cells can do all kinds of things in the body. So one of the things is increased strength, a reduction in inflammation. Now, this one's huge because basically every disease that you can think of stems from chronic inflammation. Now, if you fall and bump your head and it swells up, that's a good inflammatory response because it's going to heal that area. But chronic inflammation throughout the body can wreak all kinds of havoc on the body. Increased stamina. And that's not necessarily just at the gym. That could be just getting through your workday. Energy and vitality and mental clarity. Those are some of the things. And sleep. Those are the things that people notice almost immediately. Day 1, day 2, day 3, they're noticing better sleep and more energy. A restored muscle and skeletal conditions, and then improved skin appearance. And that's because your collagen starts to kick in. Your own body starts producing more collagen. So really, it's just about helping your body achieve an optimal state of health. All right, next slide, please.
All right. So I love this study here. This is a topography map of a 77-year-old woman's brain. You can see she comes in session 1. This is baseline. So she's got a lot of inflammation on the brain and a lack of brain coherence. So maybe she's, walking into a room, forgetting why she walked in there.
I do that.
reading a page of a book and having to go back and reread it. All kinds of things can happen when our brains aren't balanced. So Fast forward 3 weeks on X39, you see this cooling effect. She has no more inflammation and improved brain coherence. And then by session 3, this is just 6 weeks on the patch. She has had a complete turnaround, better brain coherence. And the cool thing about this is this lady's brain, but this could be your joints. This could be your heart. This could be your lungs. This could be your gut. So anywhere that has inflammation, elevating that GHK-Cu copper peptide can help. Oh, next slide.
Right. So here are some longer term results per the case studies. If you go to thisisit.info.com, you can go word for word through these 86 clinical studies if you want to, or you can just watch a couple little videos that teach about photobiomodulation. I sound really smart when I say that word, don't I? But it's just phototherapy. But within the first few days, about 4,000 of your genes begin to reset. Now, this is super powerful because if you think about, you'll hear people say, oh, well, I'm just genetically predisposed to have XYZ or ABC because my parents had that. Well, that's not necessarily true. Your genes can turn off something bad and turn on something good. They can fight all kinds of bad things. And so with 4,000, I think we have about 20,000 or so genes in our body. So if 4,000 of them begin to reset within the first few days, that could be very powerful to the body. And then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced, just like Heather showed you on the slide before. That's a good visual representation of what can happen. But I didn't even know the brain could become unbalanced. But when it does, things like PTSD, stress, anger, anxiety, depression, all of those things begin to happen when the brain becomes unbalanced. Well, guess what happens when the brain becomes balanced within 6 weeks? All of those things start to diminish. And you will hear people say, man, I just feel happier. It's weird, you know, and then within 3 months, your own collagen gets produced, starts getting increased. Now, collagen isn't just for hair, skin, and nails. It makes up your gut lining. It makes up your joints. It makes up your blood vessels. It is the structure protein of the body. We need collagen. And then within 6 months, this one's huge. Now, you're not going to feel this one, and you're not even going to see this one, but this was one of the clinical studies. The participants that took part in this study had an age reversal in their whole cardiovascular system by an average of 8 years. Some were a little bit less, some were a little bit more, but an average of 8 years. So that's why David Schmidt says, this isn't anti-aging, this is age reversing.
All right, so here's how you wear the patch. You're going to wake up in the morning, put it on, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You can see 2 spots here on this slide. One is below the belly button, the other is at the base of the neck. Those are just where the studies were done, but anywhere you have pain or anywhere you feel like you need it the most, you can put the patch right there. If you just, are wearing it for the anti-aging result, then pick either of these 2 spots will do. So put it on, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, throw it away. And then you want to make sure that you drink plenty of water while you're wearing the patch. That'll help the patches work better. And they'll also help flush out any toxins that are in your body.
And add electrolytes. That's what I'm drinking right now, is my electrolytes with my water. Because a lot of people are dehydrated just in minerals. And so anyway, the technology is super sophisticated, especially I can go down a rabbit hole of David Schmidt videos and on YouTube because the guy is genius. He's brilliant. But it's so when you listen to him talk about it in scientific terms, it is very sophisticated. However, what is simple to explain are the testimonies. And we could keep you on here all night with text, emails of people on our team, the amazing results that are happening for people, some in a very short amount of time. We have some people that are one patch wonders literally within the first day. We have people that it took 4 or 5 months before they got a testimony. So every body is different. So that's why we tell you, put it on and give it at least 1 month per decade that you've been alive. So if you're 40, give it 4 months. If you're 70, give it 7 months. Will you feel something before then? The answer is most likely yes. You will either see something, notice something, or feel something. But if you want to maximize the results, continue wearing it. It's like it gets better the longer you wear it. So anyway, we've got our good friends Kevin and Emily Wilson on here, and they have agreed to share their testimony. We always have them share the compensation side of this, which they're going to do, but we wanted to have them share their testimony for you guys that have not had it. So our good friends, Kevin and Emily, take it away.
So David, thank you. And I'll tell you that one of the blessings of Lifewave is the fact that the product 100% works. And It's not trying to convince something or convince people or sell them something that won't benefit them. We all have stem cells, as Heather adequately said, and we all have the benefits of enhancing our bodies, taking out inflammation, all those wonderful results. My story is twofold. Is one, when David and Heather brought the product over to Emily and I in August of 22, I was about 1 year post surgery from a right rotator cuff and a right pectoral muscle reconstruction. I had a pretty nasty injury. I was about 1 year out of surgery, and if anybody's ever had their shoulder rebuilt, it's a long process. When you compound that by having a chest surgery in there, it was pretty nasty. I was about 12 weeks with my arm pinned to my side and black and blue from about my elbow up to my ear on that whole right side, and it was rough. And when David and Heather brought the product over to me, or to Emily and I on that Saturday, I could raise my hand. I was getting good range of motion. Like I said, I was more than a year, or just around a year out. But I was still wasn't where I wanted to be. I'm pretty active. I like to work out, and I wasn't able to do some of those things. And so again, the product for me over the time wearing it helped me get back into doing things I like to do. And those things sometimes lead to me having more injuries. So at the end of last year, in December of 23, I tore up my left shoulder and my left bicep. Now, keep in mind, I've been wearing the product at that time for over a year. Continually. I knew the results. My right side was feeling fantastic. I was recovering great. When I tore my left side up, I'd continued to wear the product. The difference was that the shoulder reconstructions were identical, same, just one left to right. Obviously, one was my pectoral muscle. The other side was my bicep, but similar in nature as far as the fact that I ruptured the muscle or severed the muscle and tore my shoulder up. And the difference was night and day. As a matter of fact, when I had the second surgery in December of last year, I actually, 11 days post-surgery, went in and had my sutures removed. 11 days post-surgery, I had zero bruising, none. And the opposing side, I was black and blue from my elbow to my ear. And 11 days post, no bruising. 11 days post-surgery on the left-hand side, I could raise my arm to about this level. And then I got where I could do it over my head. I was actually released, post-surgery released, shoulder reconstruction, bicep reattachment, on the January 29th of this year. So just about 45 days post-surgery. Even today, I did upper body workout and lots of pressing. My shoulders have recovered. It's amazing. I normally, when I scar, they raise up. Anybody knows what that's like? You get keloid, they roll over and they scar. And when this bicep was reattached to my shoulders, the scars, they're almost invisible. They've laid down flat, and I'm not even a year out from the surgery. So David said it very well. We tell people to wear it for the number of months, of decades they've been alive. I'm 53 years old. I'm well beyond that because I know what the results are. And again, I don't recommend anybody here injure the opposing side of your body so you can have a story, but it was a really clean example for me to understand how effective the product is and what its long-term results can be. The recoveries were night and day different.
So my story is I'm everyone's favorite person to share this patch with because I had a result in one patch. I had a torn hamstring. As a personal trainer and a health coach working in therapy for years, I know how to rehab. And for 6 months, I had been dealing with a torn hamstring. I had tried everything from rest to work to modalities, every possible thing I could. And really what I had just surmised is it's going to just take time to heal. And I went on with my life as I wanted to and just lived with the little pain. But every day we were walking probably 3.5 miles. We have one big hill, pretty steep hill that we would walk up. That's during that hill, I would end up about, 5 strides behind Kevin by the top of the hill. Because
that's just because the dogs were pulling.
Because I couldn't really take a long stride up the hill. I had to shorten my stride because of the pain in my hamstring. So the first day that David and Heather gave us the patch, once they left and we actually put the patch on ourselves, not to be crass here, but I dropped my pants and put my patch right on my hamstring, right where it hurt, high hamstring. And the next day, Kevin and I were out walking and we got to the top of that hill and I looked at him straight up, eye to eye and said, "Whoa, check this out. I'm right here with you." And he looked at me like I was a little bit nuts. And then he was like, "Oh, wow, you are. Was that not hurting?" And I said, "No, I could walk just fine." So, again, as someone that pushes their body pretty hard, the next day I've got to test it. So I wore another patch and I went out and ran 2 miles. I hadn't been able to run for 6 months with this hamstring tear, and I went out and ran 2 miles. It didn't feel like awesome and the best ever, but I could do it and it didn't hurt that much. And literally, guys, within like 5 days, I never felt my hamstring again. And so I have had so many people over the time, well, not many people have that one patch wonder. I'm like, well, I did. I mean, I can't change my story. I did. It changed something dramatically for me. The results since then have been crazy also, but I'll have people ask me, well, if you hurt and that patch worked that fast, why did you keep wearing the patch? And I'm like, because I hurt and it worked that fast. What else is it going to do for my body? Like, I always am thinking forward in my health and what can I do to prevent? What can I do to help protect? What can I do for myself to be at its best, at its peak every single day? So this patch is exactly what we all need all the time. Don't miss days. Don't think I'm going to try it out and not do it for a week and see if it really works. Like, wear the patch, have belief, and know what it's doing for your body is incredible.
Yeah. So I obviously you want your people that you're sharing the product with to have realistic expectations. Understand that there are people that have results like Emily did that are rather quick. There are other folks like me that it's a long-term healing process, and the damage, if there's one negative, and I tell lots of people, if there's one negative I could tell you that is with the product, it's not truly a negative, but is a realization that you don't get to dictate the results. You don't know what your body is actually working through or going through. Your body was perfectly designed, and it's going to take care of the most critical thing and do it in the order that's most important to your body's healing. So again, you may wish for it to work on your knee, but in reality, you've got some other things going on that it's going to address. So give it enough time, give it enough hydration, give it enough nutrition for it to actually work your body as it is intended to do and will do. And we're going to share this screen because we're going to dive into where you can learn most about this product. You can go to the thisisitinfo.com website. This site is, it's not a marketing site. It's not a tool site. There's nothing to buy. This is only the information about X39. You can go in there, and if you know somebody who's in the medical world, they'll recognize these names. The case studies, the clinicals, they're in PubMed. Those means they're published results and published studies that they can go in and see. You can see the patent that Heather read portions of tonight in its entirety. Trust me, it's very boring, but it does the highlights we read tonight. And so,
hey, there's also a couple of videos that Lifewave has actually changed and updated and made them awesome. And so if you were at convention and you saw those videos, we'll have them up. I haven't even checked to see if they're up on the site yet. If they're not there, they will be very soon. But they're fresh, guys. They're fresh and they're good, and they help people understand how big this company really is, how good the marketing is, and what this product is really doing for people. So be sure and tell people to watch those first couple of videos on this site.
So this is your second touch. Okay, this is your second touch. Your first touch is, I want to share something with you. David said this, have you been patched? That's when you're engaging with somebody. The second touch is you want to direct anybody, whether it's a physician, whether it's your personal trainer, whether it's your banker, you want to point somebody to thisisitinfo.com so they can learn more about the product.
Lifewave company is, I mean, again, we just got to experience the 20-year celebration of this company. Over 20 years, it's had ups and downs. It's had, it had a hard start. It had a tough few years in the middle, which we got to hear David tell his story about 2007, was it? 2007, 2008. And to see what it's doing right now is incredible. So it went from being a $20 million company before X39 came out. And then since X39 is launched, it went up to 120 million, 320 million, 430 million, and we're supposed to cross over the 600 million, maybe even more this year. And it's fun to listen to corporate really, a lot of times the corporate team, and I hope you guys understand this, they're the ones that usually are very conservative with numbers. They don't want to give out big numbers. I mean, we as distributors are like, all in, it's huge, it's fantastic, it's going to be the biggest thing ever. Corporate is usually very, very conservative. And so they're estimating by 2026 that we cross into the $1 billion market. This is huge for us, you guys, because we are in the forefront of it. it. We have teams that we're building. We just need to be sharing more. Just know that your business is going to build. And we're going to talk about that. The more we open our mouth, the more we build. So we're open in over 75 countries. I think it's actually over 80 now. Here's the best part about it. And this is what Kevin and I love the most, is it's not a Me Too product. This is not something that everybody has. It's not weight loss, skincare, supplements, hair stuff. It's not something that you're going to compete with Walgreens, Walmart, mass production. This is a unique product. We have it. We've got a patent for 16 more years. And that is what is incredible about this. And it is affecting every single person. Like what you're going to hear us say it all the time is we all have stem cells. We can all benefit from this patch. We all are benefiting from this patch. So that is what's unique about the opportunity.
So we've gotten lots of recognition, and not just from the standpoint that our revenue has increased. We've been recognized as the #1 momentum company, and that's based on the businessforhome.org. They rank companies. So it's some of the stuff that's a takeaway that you want to put in your hip pocket if you're talking to somebody about this. We weren't in the top 100 the year before. We're growing at a quick rate. We've actually been recognized. You'll see at the bottom of that screen on the left-hand picture there, that's the DSN of 2024 Global Bravos Award. So that is the direct selling industry that's recognizing our company, Bravos being one of the top companies in the world, not just domestically. As Emily said, we're over in 80 countries where you can build, sitting in Asia, most of Europe, most of North and South America, sitting in your kitchen table and do the business, right? So there's some great recognition. These just aren't accolades that are given out at leisurely. As I said, we've had amazing growth. The company has a brand new facility. I've had this question a lot. Sometimes people ask where the product is manufactured. We actually have multiple manufacturing facilities with a capacity to make $2 billion worth of just the X39 patch alone. And we have those facilities in the United States, in Ireland, and as well as in Malaysia. And we're growing those facilities, both an expectation of by the end of 2026, we'll be able to produce over $4 billion worth of product. But that is the new North American headquarters. They have relocated from California to Utah, and there's a very specific reason. Networking is companies are received very, very well in Utah. So there are several of them that are headquartered there. Most of them in the United States are headquartered in Utah, which means the infrastructure you need from the human resource portion. We need customer service people. We need people that are in the industry to help us continue this massive explosion. They exist in the Salt Lake City area. So we have a brand new, amazing facility, and our new manufacturing facility for the United States will be online soon.
Most of us are sitting here tonight and we love a product. We want you to take this a little deeper, kind of open your hearts and minds as to why you would want to share this with other people. If you're sharing it with other people only because of the health reason, that's awesome, because everyone has need for health. I was actually talking to a guy at the grocery store today who, I mean, bless his heart that he had to be talking to a personal trainer, nutritionist, and health coach and say to me,
don't ever run into your trainer at the grocery store.
This is the guy that's checking me out. He said, I had my first salad in over 25 years just 2 weeks ago. I don't eat much fruits and vegetables. It's like, well, maybe you should eat some more fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think here's someone that lives on, he's like, I'm a meat and potato and fast food kind of guy. I was like, well, we need to make shifts. Everyone needs to be healthier. And it's funny that most people know they need to be healthier, but choose not to make the changes. So our job is to show them the hope that the changes that they make can make their lives actually better. So talking about health is awesome. But I also want to bring up, and I have no issues doing this, I want to bring up the aspect of when we're sharing this, the company rewards us. They pay us for being their market. We're their marketers. We're the ones that are out talking about the product and growing the company by sharing it with other people, which is exactly what they want to do. One-to-one, word of mouth. Tell your story, share your story, and see what happens to somebody else. But also be bold and start telling them about the financial opportunity. Man, being down in Dallas this last weekend and seeing how many people at certain ranks there are and how many people are winning so big in this industry. It can be every single one of us right here, wherever we stand, manager, director, maybe you're just getting started, maybe you're senior director, wherever you are, like the sky's the limit with us, with this business. It really is. We just have to say the same message to more people. We have to say the same message to more people every single day. But I want you to really think about why you're doing this. What is it for you that you want to do? When we started in the industry, it was time with our family. It was the freedom to go where we wanted, when we wanted, work with whom we wanted, do all the things that we wanted to do, kind of script our own life, live life on our terms is what we wanted. but we wanted to have that freedom. And we're entrepreneurs and have owned over 7 companies. And I'll tell you, those companies owned us. This is the first industry that we truly felt the freedom in it, the freedom of time, the freedom of making money exponentially, the freedom of making money when we are asleep. All those things are true if we're diligent with sharing the product.
So there's several ways that we actually earn an income. All of those things revolve around the product. So again, we want people to be products of the product. And if you want, and if you have a desire to have more, to do more, to be with people you want more, not necessarily stuck at a job and all those things, then when you share with people, they're going to use the product and they're going to become a product of the product, the same as you. And then they're going to, if they choose to, share it with other people that will become product of the product. So the base way we make income isn't shown on the screen, but it's customers. Some of those customers you'll interact by actually sharing product with them and having them buy product directly from you, from your inventory. And some of those customers will actually get a self-replicated link. You can send them your link, you can text it, you can email it. They can go in, they can order product when they want to on their schedule, and they can buy the product for their use. Customers make this whole thing go around. We're looking for people that want better health. We want people that want to use the product. And we make money by doing that. It's no different than anything else. Emily touched on before, we're not a Me Too product, but at the same time, we are a customer-driven based company, meaning we're looking for people that want to utilize our product. The second thing we're looking to do is find other people that are interested in having a business. Now, some of those will come from our customers that start by using the product. They have an experience and they start telling people. As you all know, this is a referral-based business. We go to a movie, we like it, we tell people. We start watching a new Netflix series. Heather and David and Randall and a bunch of us were at dinner, and Chrissy, and we were at dinner the other night, and we're talking about what's going on and what series somebody's watching, what no, I'm not going to throw into the bus, Heather, but what a lot of trash people are watching. And so, no, teasing aside, but we're all referring stuff on a constant basis. We like something, we tell a lot of people. We don't like something, we probably tell more people. So yeah. This is a referral-based type of business, and your customers will come into that. And some of those customers will come brand partners. They'll join you in the business. So our expectation is we're looking for 2 things: new customers and people that want to open up their own storefront, become their own brand partner. We teach those new brand partners how to look for new customers and how to find new brand partners that want to open their own storefront. We repeat that. We go over and over again. The next way we make money is based on the actual enrollment of people. There's bonuses associated. We call that quick money. That's when somebody joins you in the business. They come in on a package. We're going to show you those in a slide in a minute. Those packages allow them to get product and actually give you a bonus. And that's money that happens now. It's to reward you for investing time in building your business. You have product you put into the market, maybe in sampling, and you've put some time in. Maybe you sat down and had a cup of coffee with somebody and explained the opportunity to them, and they join you. Maybe you did 5 of those before somebody joined you, but there's a bonus associated with enrollment when that happens. The next way we get paid is on the screen. We call this compensation piece team commissions. As you'll see, it says earn up to $25,000 each week from the binary. A binary is 2. We're building 2 teams. This is a very high level view of this compensation plan. You're going to be able to find this in a website we're going to share with you, and you can go dive in, go through this thing, learn it, understand it. Don't wait to build. You're going to learn it as you earn it. But right now, I'm going to tell you that the compensation that comes from the team commissions is very, very generous. We have the ability when we build these 2 teams out, think about this as a development. So we're going to have that bonus I mentioned before, and customers are going to pay you in real time now. And as your team develops and it expands and gets bigger, you're going to make money going forward. And $25,000 per week is 1.3 million per year. If you were to annualize that, you can get rich doing that. This way is matching bonus. This is the 4th way of the compensation plan. Matching bonus is when you earn based on what your team's success is. So somebody that is sponsored into the business, you personally put into the business, that's your first level. You'll see that level first. Levels 1, 2, and 3. The second level is somebody who is sponsored by one of your people, and the third level is somebody who's sponsored by one of those people. And this matching bonus, as it states, is unlimited income. What that means is, in the prior slide, we show that you could make up to 25,000 a week. It stops at 25,000. Everybody cry for everybody who's making $25,000 per week or 1.3 per year because they got capped, right? Boo-hoo. Now, matching bonus is uncapped. What that means is every time you sponsor a new person in the business, that first level, you have the ability for them to sponsor people and them to sponsor people. There's no limit on the number of people that you can enroll into your business. You make 25% match with somebody you put into the business. That doesn't come out of their pocket. It's not a cut out of their share. It's a match. So David and Heather put Kevin and Emily into the business. If we earn $1,000 this week, David and Heather will earn $250 match. And if we only earn $1,000, David and Heather are going to be mad about that. But the reality is that matching bonus at 25% doesn't hurt your people. It only blesses you for having introduced them into the business. The second level, and again, this is a simple way to look at this. On your first level, if you put 10 people in the business, that's great. I hope you put more than 10. I encourage you to put more than 10. But if it's simple math, if you only put in 10, in each of those 10, place 10 in the business. That would be 100 people on that second level. And that second level, just imagine that you have 5 out of the 100 that cap out that $25,000 a week. You are going to earn 20% of $25,000 or $5,000 per person of those 5 individuals. So it's $25,000 that you're going to make a matching bonus just in that second level. That doesn't even get to the third level where it gets absurd because, again, if you compound it, think about exponential growth. Exponential is a really interesting thing to think about. We talked about this weekend down in Dallas. 2 becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 16, becomes 32. It keeps going up 64, 128, and so forth. You get the idea. Do you know if you only had 2 people, if you enrolled 2 and they each enrolled 2 and so forth, as I just did that math and it went all the way out, and you did that where it was just every month. So 2 puts in 2, and then the next month 2 puts in 2, and so forth. You would have the entire globe, the entire population of the world in your business in less than 8 months. So this isn't a 1 year.
32.
No, 32 months. Math genius over here. 32 months. 12, yes. Okay, so it's not hard to actually get the third level to start generating. It becomes very, very potential large. So there are people in this company that are making sizable incomes well beyond $25,000 per week. Nobody's going to fuss about only making $25,000 a week, but you have the ability to earn very, very large income.
So when we talk to people about the patch, I always bring up this order form. This is the form that we use to get people signed up so they can get the product for themselves. I'm going to kind of zoom in on it here and show you the 3 different packs. We have the core pack, which is $295. They get 3 sleeves of X39. The advanced pack is for someone that's ready to do more in the business. It's $535. You get 6 sleeves of X39. You guys, a sleeve of X39 is 30 patches for 1 person. So Kevin and I alone every single month use 2 sleeves of product. We want product that we have to start sharing and planting seeds. So don't think of this first order as your inventory for just you. This first order is for you to be wearing the products and for you to be sharing and building your business with. We have to have product to build the business. And then the premium pack, you can see here, right here, it's $17.50. It is 20 sleeves of product. A lot of people are like, heck no, I don't need 20 sleeves of product. We said, heck yes, we need 20 sleeves of product, because we have a lot of people that we want to be sharing this with. I want to have inventory that I can be placing in people's hands when they are ready to go. When they place an order, I give them a sleeve. When their order comes in, they replace it back. I cannot do these things to advance my business quickly if I do not have product. If I'm sitting on 1 sleeve of product or 2 sleeves of product and I'm going to be stingy because I don't want to miss it, then I'm not going to be lucrative in my business. So think business. I look at this as, are you going to start your business for $300, $535, or $1,750? Again, we've owned 7 companies. We have never, besides networking, started a company for less than, anywhere near this amount. And then, yes, you have a monthly commitment to stay active in the business, to keep your points in the business, which again, as you watch the comp plan, you understand even better. 1 sleeve of product keeps you active. However, your max amount of pay is $100 in team commission. I just saw a big number. I want my team commission to be way bigger than $100. So 2 sleeves of product every single month coming to our household is going to give us the ability to earn the maximum potential on the comp plan. So really look at this. The return on investment is huge, guys. It is amazing if we're doing the work and putting in to grow our business.
So the 2 sites that are very important to you, whether you're just interested in the product or whether you're interested in the product and growing a business, and if you want to investigate either one of these, it's This Is It info. We touched on it before. Learn about the product. Send that to people that want to learn about the product. thisisitteam.com is the building blocks. Think of this as a franchise in a box. If you really are truly interested in making money in this, and I know most people are, but I could also walk up and down my street and ask every one of my neighbors if they're interested in earning $1 million a year. Everyone is going to be interested. If you truly want to see it happen, you need to go to thisisitteam.com, start at the onboarding tab, learn that stuff. Don't learn it and then go build. As you're building, you're going to learn. Every day, task yourself to study. Put yourself to work in your own business. And think of it like this. This is a switch that happened for me back in 2006, actually, when we got introduced 2005 to the industry. If somebody, your boss, or you had the ability yourself to make an extra $50,000 per year in the job that you're involved in, boss comes in and says, hey, I'm going to need an hour of your time every single day before work. I need you to come in early, or I need you to stay late or stay through lunch. But I'm going to need that every single day. But to reward you for doing that, I'm going to pay you $50,000 a year. Every single one of us would show up early, stay late, and work through lunch. Task yourself for your own reward to do those things for you. The benefits are much greater potentially than $50,000, but we don't put the time in. I get people asking questions of us all the time that are in This Is It team. Go know where it is so you can become a master of the business.
So the time is now to make your move. I mean, this is such a simple deal. Is where are you? Again, a lot of us here are distributors, but I want to ask you, where are you in your business, and are you where you want to be? Because I know I'm not where I want to be. And I can imagine all of us here are not exactly where we want to be. We want more out of all of this. We want more people healthy. We want more people winning. We want to win more. So, and that's okay. I'm giving you all permission to say that is okay. Winning is okay. But are you serious about your dream? This is the hope for our future. This is what we have our hands on. Man, when you go sit and you watch David Schmidt, who puts on a drone show and has the Blues Brothers playing for us, and then brings out Gwen Stefani and Adam Levine and Maroon 5 playing for us. Like, this is big. He's willing to pull out everything for us to entertain us. What can we do for him to grow our business even bigger so that those entertainments even get bigger? Right now, get started with X39. Choose now to change the trajectory of your life. I know this industry changed our lives 19 years ago, and it continues to change it every single day. I love it, and I want all of you to see that. And sometimes, quite frankly, Kevin and I get tough with people, because I have people that will complain about things. I'm not where I want. No one says yes. All these excuses of why they're not growing. And our answers are always the same. Just do more. Just say the same thing to more people. Say the same thing to more people. And don't stop. Don't let the no's ever slow you down. People are going to say no. There's a lot of skeptics out there, and there's a lot of people that don't want more out of their life. Go find the ones that do.
You're not held back by anybody's opinion. Nobody else pays your bills. So don't worry necessarily about what they say or what their potential is. And I'm going to put this out there. Emily and I didn't talk about this before. We are in agreement on something, and I want you guys to know this. Emily and I intend by October 19th at 5 p.m. of 2025 that we're going to have 10 SPDs in our personal downline. So again, we're looking to build. We're not going to play small, and I encourage you to play absolutely as large as you potentially can. We've had some success in this industry, and this business, this company is different than anything we've ever seen, and we are absolutely going to take advantage of that opportunity, and I encourage you to do the same thing. David, Heather, thank you very much. You guys.
Awesome. Thank you guys for helping us out too with our technical difficulties. The internet god has been trying to mess with us today all day, but
trying to keep us from spreading this.
That's right, but we got it all worked out. That's right. No
I remember my first time.
We got some workaround. Yeah. Hey, but one thing that you talk about is just keep going. People are like, oh, my business is not growing, just keep doing more, keep doing more. I signed up a guy today. I literally have been talking to him for 2 years. And finally, he signed up today. So it's just a timing thing for you'd never want to burn a bridge with somebody just because, the guy's just busy. That was flat out it. He was just busy. As much as I would follow up with him, I see him on a regular basis and, never push, but just kept dripping on him a little bit. And what was funny is he runs an auto auction in town, and one of his employees had started wearing the patch. And the guy was, he noticed, he was like, man, what have you been up to? Like you're something's different about you. You look, I don't know, younger or something. And the guy's like, yeah, I've been wearing this thing right here for the last, 3 months or whatever it is. He was like, buddy of mine has been talking to me about that. And so it was weird. It was like hearing it from somebody else made it more believable than all the clinical studies and so finally he called me. He was like, hey, I'm ready to do this. And so just keep dripping on people, keep loving on people, keep sharing with people, and they'll come around.
And you guys say this all the time, and everybody needs to hear it. Say the same message to more people. And I think about hearing Gwen Stefani and Maroon 5, like how many times do you think Adam Levine has performed Sugar? Every single performance, right? Does he get tired of it? Probably, but does he sing it like it's the first time he's ever sang it? Yes, he does. And so just tell your stories. You never know who it's going to impact. You never know who's watching. We had people come up to us at this conference this past weekend that we've never met, didn't know they were watching our Zooms, and they were like, thank you so much for sharing and just telling us these stories. And it's really, truly is making an impact. So get loud with your testimonies.
Be bold with this. And the guy from Dubai, it's your social responsibility. I love that. We need to be blessing more people with this amazing technology. It's our social responsibility.
So I'll give you an unsolicited piece of business advice for everybody who's on here today. Every time you get a testimony, document it. If it's a photograph, put it into your phone, have them send it to you, and then put it into its own file, and then share it with your team and give them the little story that goes along with it. So the picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So your anecdotal and or scientific proof carries a little bit of weight. But if you can show a picture, Chrissy's excellent at this. She's got photographs of her results with her hair, and she shares them with people. But if you're on Chrissy's team, don't just let it be Chrissy sharing that. That's one of the stories. When you're telling testimonies, you want to tell yours and you want to tell 2 others, all right? 2 other people, because, and all of them concisely and quickly. What's more concise and quickly than a photograph? So again, you want to bank those things, put them in a file on your phone that says X39, pull it open, keep building it. People will see and hear and understand very quickly from a bank of photographs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you want to send people to This Is It info too, because there's all kinds of before and after photos there of skin, hair. It's crazy what happens to the body. Like we've got Zooms from when we started doing Zooms, a couple of years ago. We look back and we're like, man, people looked older there than they do now. They've been wearing the patches for 2 years.
Yeah. And it's fun to look back at it, because as these issues go away, you forget about it. It's not that squeaky wheel anymore. So it's your new normal. So it's good to be able to look back and be like, oh yeah, I forgot that every time I had been sitting for a while and stand up, my back hurt and was hard to straighten out. So as those things go away, you'll forget about them, but it's really just your new normal.
So hey, David, we need to make sure everybody knows tomorrow night is Oklahoma City. It's 7 o'clock at the 4 Points. If you need David or Heather or Emily or myself to send you the slides, the flyer, we're going to be in Oklahoma City tomorrow with Mike and Saeed Hernandez. That's David and Heather's personal sponsor. And then Thursday night here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Mike and Saeed will also be here. We'll be at the Wee Street Arena. Invite. The big promotions have big results.
Yes. Bring as many guests as you possibly can. Go pick them up, put them in your car. They'll show up if you go pick them up. So yes, let's pack these events out. Mike and Sahi they hit the elite senior presidential director. That just means that you're helping a lot of people on your team go senior presidential director. So
That's right.
these guys know what they're doing. They're a ball of energy. They have a lot of love in their heart. And they said, yeah, let's come to Oklahoma. Let's do a couple of meetings. So pack them out. Oklahoma City on Wednesday and Tulsa on Thursday.
And one more thing you guys should have, if you get Lifewave emails, there should be, I can't remember what the subject line is, but it's basically a convention summary.
Mhm.
In there is the next trip, which is to Punta Mita. And all of the qualifications of how you earn points is there as well. The qualification started on Monday.
Started yesterday.
Let's start tracking those points. Let's start helping people earn those points and get qualified. And let's do it in the first part of the contest, not wait until the last.
Not be scrambling around. Let's do it. Remember, track your stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody that you enrolled starting yesterday, write it down, track it, get a tracker out and write down everything. If you have somebody that rank advances, if you rank advance, if whatever, just track all that stuff. If you maintain your rank each week, you get points for that. And so it's going to be a blast. This is going to be a fun run. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for hopping on tonight. We will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, same bat channel. But until then, remember this, my friends, you are here on purpose. God has you here for a reason. It's time to live like it. Good night.